o'clock, and this is Maria M. calling the Franklin Public Library Board of Trustees Personnel Committee meeting to order on Thursday, August 10th, 2023. Doris Weber,
Here.
Judy Williams-Kalaki,
Here.
and also in attendance is Jennifer Luffel. Looking at the minutes from our last meeting, which was on November 28th of 2022, we pretty much opened the meeting, went into closed session, and reconvened to close the meeting. So is there anything else that anybody had on that?
The question I had was, we didn't approve this at a board meet, at a normal board meeting?
No, we never, we
Okay.
don't,
Okay.
all the
That's
committees report at the board meetings, but they don't approve the individual committee minutes. Good question. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion.
Doris, and a second? I will second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstained? Okay. We are going to move on to library staffing, a review. And Jennifer's going to go over this and maybe cover some of the job descriptions. So we'll just see how far we can get, and we want to leave time to go over the, make sure you give us feedback on your job description and our evaluation. So, okay, take it away.
I lied on the organizational chart. It's really 4.5 FTE library assistants, and we have 9 of them. So if you want to, I noticed that
Okay,
there.
so that, the very bottom row of boxes, second one in, it's 4.5. You didn't lie, you just
We tried for a brief time last year to go down to 4.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know how you can go down
I
in
know,
any of the
right.
staffing.
So does anybody have any questions about this? I tried to show, okay, who reports to
Sure.
whom.
And
The,
does this still work for the library, the staffing, this organization, and who's in charge and who's under who? Still working for you?
What Carrie and I have talked about. Okay, so you see the .12 FTE summer youth reference intern. Technically, that person reports to me, but they
Right.
kind of report to me through the children's
Exactly,
librarians.
yeah,
Because they oversee the day-to-day
children's stuff.
for the summer
Right.
reading program, so
Yep.
it doesn't make any sense for them really. I mean,
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's fine if you
Yeah.
show it that way.
The .4 FTE reference librarians over on the left, it says 2.4.
Yes,
The .4 is Laura Manuelson.
Oh, okay.
Who does a lot of her work over in the children's department, but technically right
Okay.
now reports to Carrie.
gotcha.
So,
How big of a difference is it to swap those around, or?
well, that's, yeah, it wouldn't, I think it would be good possibly to consider moving this position over here.
Yeah, why don't we do that just so it's clear?
Is it something that it's just because it's Laura, or is it something that going forward you want to have a
I think
permanent?
I want to have like a permanent person
person.
supporting Brittany and Sarah.
Okay, and that would be my only question. If it's just Laura because she likes to be there and is always there, versus like if you think that position is needed, I would say let's go ahead and make that change if you want to.
That recommendation.
That
Yeah,
rec- well, however we-
Yeah.
And this organizational chart really doesn't, like, we don't have to approve anything. We don't have to run it through HR over at the city. This is just kind of for-
Internal.
Yep,
I
right.
mean, I suppose if we're taking the .4 FTE reference librarian, there might need to be something where we change it to a .4 children's librarian.
Oh, instead of, yes, so the 2.4,
So the .4 would go over to children's.
To
and become
children's.
2.4.
okay.
Um,
Yes, since
And then
she
this
is
would
a
just be-
librarian.
yeah, she's a librarian.
Yes, so we'll change that to 2.
So can you just, because we didn't do this last year, the 2.4s and the different numbers, what do the numbers mean?
The 2.4
Yeah.
FTEs.
Full-time
So,
equivalent, yeah.
Full-time equivalent, so this
Full-time
is how
equivalent.
much, okay,
Mhm.
so what is, full-time is what?
One.
One
Okay.
full-time.
So when it's 4, it means
Point
there's
four.
4
She
full-time.
works 16 hours a
Okay.
week.
Okay, gotcha, just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yeah.
So that's the organizational chart.
Okay.
In 2013, they changed it. There used to be more management
Right,
And they got rid of one management, they got rid of the children's
yeah.
librarian
okay.
as a management and just have the
Are
three.
Right,
Because the
And they're
city at that
just-
time wanted a leaner
right,
management,
right, structure,
yeah.
right.
So,
And that, I mean, it's easy to say now, but it's kind of awkward to have, it would be kind of awkward to have 2.4 and having one of them be management and one be, it's, yeah.
Where are, without getting off topic too much, because I know we have a lot to go
Yeah.
through, where are the numbers kind of throughout as far as what our increase has been, let's just say for like summer reading and the programs as of more lately? Because the reason I'm asking this is to kind of think ahead of where we are staff with our growth in our attendance, like when we're gonna need to add staff. Are we heavier in the children's department? Is the growth throughout the whole library, or is it, obviously I attend the children's, so I see there, but I think like adults and teens were just as much, right? Growth this summer, like their programs attended and
yeah, but I think for sure children's is
so like
busier.
you might, when it comes to possibly needing to add staff because we're successful, that's the area that you're gonna need to add staff in. So yeah, then I would make sure that you change your chart for sure to,
Oh, to maybe a management,
yeah,
Right.
just to kind of show that this is exactly where people are, because at some point we are gonna have to show, well, this is exactly what it is right now, and this is where we need somebody
need to
or
go,
what,
yeah.
yeah. If that makes sense, so,
and
okay,
if they don't want to see a management position, maybe,
maybe
no,
don't
I-
flip that spot over, because you can show that we don't have somebody else over there, and look, we only have these 2 librarians here, and we really could use a third one in this position, or,
I mean, Laura, even though she's
she's there,
categorically over here,
she works over there, yeah.
right,
she does 75% of her job over in the children's. So.
just something to consider when we know we're gonna be,
Yeah.
at some point, we've been growing, we're gonna have to ask. I mean, the whole
Right.
community's been growing, right? That's what
Right.
we keep saying is our growth. At some point, we have to ask for more staffing. And we're just gonna have to be able to back that up and show them exactly what, where.
I mean, it's really just formality putting the 2.4
Right,
over there.
right.
So maybe
And it's
just
just,
leave
this
it.
is our own
Right.
thing, yeah, yeah. And are
Um,
the children's librarians, are they, okay, they're hired as youth reference librarians?
Yes.
Gotcha, okay,
So Laura Emanuelson's technically a reference librarian.
right,
That's what she's.
right, yeah, yeah, okay. All right,
I mean, some libraries go to a thing where everybody's a librarian.
right.
There's no youth, there's no
right,
adult, everybody's
right,
just a
a
librarian.
librarian,
But
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
specialized
You're-
in
right.
the youth.
Do we have different job descriptions based upon?
yeah,
That would simplify things in terms of,
Job descriptions,
and you could be more easily potentially move people around, like they wouldn't expect necessarily they're going to be a children's librarian all the time. I don't know, it's just a thought.
yeah,
I mean, technically both sides, youth librarian and or adult librarian do the same basic things.
Right, right. I mean, I guess
Some of
it's
them have
nice
moved.
to have those designations personally, I think.
Some of them have moved from
Yeah,
one place to the
Yeah.
other,
sure,
Oh, yeah.
but they definitely also have their expertise. Like if you ask, they'll send you to a different one who knows like
Right.
that.
Like, I mean, when I get a teen in, I just rely on Laura's list.
Yeah.
It
Or
just,
Laura
the
herself,
only
is
thing
it-
I would say is just to, I don't know how you'd ask this, because you don't want to ask it, but for their own personal resume, right? Would they rather just be listed as a librarian for flexibility versus being,
Oh.
you know, labeled a youth librarian if down the line, you know, they would want a more general term? I don't know, that would be something you could.
So consider consolidating the job descriptions.
Yeah, I don't
But-
know. It's nice to, I don't know.
I would
Well,
Maybe when
think,
we get to that point, we
Yeah.
could look at the two.
Well, I'm wondering if you
and
could just have like librarian, and then you could have like, you know, librarians will be assigned to specific areas, and maybe assigned to specific areas, and then
Based
have
on
for
their-
individuals who are assigned to the children's area, you know, you will have the additional responsibilities. That way, you have some consistency between
Right,
them. I don't know.
right. Well, and I think in the job descriptions, there was a lot of, it's exactly the same, and then within those job descriptions, they had different points, but, I mean,
But they really are basically the same.
right, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well, moving on here.
yeah. There's the 2023 staffing, and then I just handed the 2024 numbers that,
Right,
So
I
we're
was
going
given-
up by 50,000. No, 28 plus 19, 48,000 for the annual salary next year.
the progress to market might not be right on my chart. So let's look at the does he have progress to market on here?
is that, so this is what the city has given us?
Progress to market
Fine.
is a little bit less than what I had.
Okay, so what's the total salary right now that we're paying for everybody?
It is,
is it the
Is it the 880, 872?
Yeah.
872? Okay, and
Or is it
then,
883? Because it's got progress to market as well, so I didn't know.
yeah, 883 if you add the progress to market.
Okay, and then what's the amount that's scheduled for next year? The 919, 463?
Mm-hmm.
Why, what's the 1,119,000? What is that for?
That is a good question. I don't quite understand where they get that from.
where are you looking?
The number, at the bottom, it says 15.32, and the next number is 1.1193616.
Oh, gotcha, yeah, that, okay.
Then you have the annual salary, which is 919,463.
Yeah,
Would that include, I'm just thinking, would that include like FICA?
Well, everything should include FICA because we have to pay FICA.
But the 919 I don't think includes
Oh,
FICA.
you think it's a taxable amount?
Yeah,
Well, do we have a separate budgetary line for taxes?
yes.
So if you added that in, what is it?
Oh, the FICA is over in another column.
Oh, no, I see that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I wonder if the 1,019,000 is adding all those other columns up.
oh,
Why is it underneath hourly?
I don't know, but I wonder if that's what it
rate?
is. Let me,
Almost like adding them backwards.
yeah, right. Let me see here.
what are the things in boxes on this chart? Or does that mean nothing?
You know, I was going to ask Tom that.
Yeah.
What his,
Like I'm looking
because
at,
my number is in a box, 1.
yeah,
Susan Kin is a box.
2?
Yeah, it looks like it's essentially that. It's essentially the adding all
Okay.
those up.
Okay,
So that would be like the total.
Total, yeah.
gotcha, the
With
1
all
million.
taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so they are proposing a 3%. Okay.
Whether that goes.
Would
through,
our,
that
would
have
our
to
budget
go
be
through.
increased by the 3% to account for that?
I was
then?
gonna say, what did we put in?
No. What the heck?
I shouldn't
This is
say
for
that
everybody
yet.
who's listening online. This does not make sense. How can you tell us we have to increase by that amount and not
Not-
increase the
yeah.
budget?
And I did mention that at our department head meeting.
Yeah.
And John Nelson said, oh, when I meet with you, we'll talk about it. So it sounds like he wants to meet
Yeah, okay.
to talk about, because I mentioned that every year, our budget does not go up by the
By the
same
same amount.
amount. And
that
so
we're required to
less and
give
less.
as,
Right.
our personnel budget
right,
takes up more and more and more of our budget every year, and everything else shrinks.
right. So when is,
And we just can't with the cost of everything keeps going up.
so when does the finance committee start meeting? I know they
I
don't
haven't
wanna hear
gotten
from
those.
us because we are not in the book. That's the other problem. They won't.
But we
But
can
we
get
can go
in
in,
the,
we should go in front of the common council,
yeah,
even if we can't go in
Yeah.
front of the finance committee. So, or we should ask if we
and they
can.
can't really hold the fund balance against us as much anymore because we
Not
have
for
used
personnel.
up quite a bit of it.
Yeah, right. Well, and we presented them with a plan and
I
a
think-
cap for using it up too.
I think
so.
you're gonna have to ask for staff in 2025, like. If we continue to grow, you almost need, I mean, really, you need staff now, but.
Well, we've been
like,
talking about it for a year, but
Yeah.
when they're not even giving us, you know.
I know.
I mean, so,
You're gonna have people quit before that though.
I mean, even like the fire department, even the fire
Yeah,
chief
they've
told
been
me,
asking.
even the fire chief told me that, I mean, he puts requests in for additional personnel every
Personnel,
year,
and they
but
keep
he's
getting
always
denied
been
too.
told that they're not gonna get it.
Well, I guess
they
you
did
start,
last year or the year before.
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago they got it. Yeah.
the police department just keeps somehow managing to add them.
They might have a mandate based upon state law about how many police officers they have to
Oh,
have.
that would
per-
make sense, and they keep adding more
Yeah.
subdivisions, so they have
I
to
think
keep
that might
adding.
be, I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
true or not, but
Yeah, I think there's
That makes
something-
sense.
I know that the
You would
fire,
think then that the fire
Fire
department
department, I
should
know,
be the
but-
same.
yeah, but I don't know. I thought I read something about, or like there's an optimal amount or something like that.
I get the fire department newsletter every week, and every week they're looking for.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Go back to,
So we will, you know, I know we have a capital improvement plan
Yep,
that goes out
that's on
5
there.
years, but I think in our next strategic plan, we add personnel stuff, like,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, I think Brittany and Sarah need
yeah,
help.
yeah,
You know, and we want to grow readers in Franklin. And we got to
Right.
start young.
right,
And they have like these ambitions for going to all the daycares and
right. Well, I know last year we kind of did we went and did that presentation to you did the presentation to the common council, but it might be a good idea to do that, and we talked about this last year, prior to budget this year, so we can
Right.
show them
it's just so hard because we had so much
so much of the year left. I know.
turn. Well,
Oh.
there was
Yes,
this
that's
year,
true.
so much
There-
turnover in the.
in the city.
Right. So now it's fully staffed again, so let's do it.
It's almost even, it's more important this year.
Right, right. So.
I mean,
okay.
I met with Kelly, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, so
Right. But it would be good for the whole council to hear, because they
Right.
don't, you know.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, are there any other questions about this staffing?
I didn't really see anything. All right.
So then moving
The
on to
job,
me.
moving on to the job description, and we just approved this,
Yeah,
in
so
2022, so
gonna say, I
we
was,
really
like,
went through
fall
this.
of 2022, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Right,
was
so
just a few
that's
months
why
ago.
I was just hoping we could just say, yep,
Yeah, I don't
we're
think we
good,
should do
and Jennifer, if you feel like this worked for you for the year, I don't
Yeah,
know that
I
you.
don't.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Okay, so I don't think we really need to, on the agenda, it's just a review, so you, does anybody have any questions on what the three of us just did last year?
Nope.
We worked hard on this last year, so I feel like this is good. Okay. All right, then let's start in on the library personnel job descriptions. And before we go one by one through them, I noticed a consistency that I wanted your feedback on. So in every job description, under duties and responsibilities, we have punctuality, reliability, and attendance are essential to this position. Guess this is where I want you guys' opinion about that. To me, that's not a duty or a responsibility. It should maybe come under a different heading. I believe it should be in there, but it was just kind of weird where everybody's duties are listed and then all of a sudden it's punctuality, reliability, and attendance. So I'm wondering if that should be moved to,
Necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities.
see, I know, exactly. That's why
I was gonna
Like-
say, where else would you put it?
right, that's, I had one.
Unless you put it at the end. and just
Where
as
do we
its own-
put qualifications? I know that's education and experience. It's not really,
That's not in your,
That's
in your
not-
expectations. I mean, your expectations are.
yeah, I don't,
Can we first of all just talk in general about the job description? These are way too long.
This is a very
It's
long.
4
Well-
pages.
that's why we did this. So did you,
This one, I have a 3-page. You have 4-page?
Well, I don't know, like, it looks like it's 4 pages when going
Wow.
through it, it's just like forever on the things, and 1,
So-
2, I guess it's 3, almost 4, yeah, 3. So, I mean, those are long, I mean,
so what did we do to Jennifer's to bring it down? Because that was one of our issues with Jennifer's, or the library directors was, I think, 4 or 5 pages.
yeah, we try to get down to 2, we got down to 2.
I think you did the bullets.
We did bullets in those spaces, first of all.
I mean,
Just shrink the spacing.
Well, that would be part of it. But, let's see, necessary, see, we have,
I think you have just as much. I think you have just as much in mind.
so we
It's
have
just you bullet
essential
it.
duties and
I
responsibilities.
don't know why we have like supervision received, supervision exercised, responsibility for public contact, licensing and certifications. I mean, licensing and certifications are part of minimum qualifications, so why do we have, if you have to have a license, it should
And
be
we
minimum
don't have
qualifications.
or where's,
It's minimum qualifications up top.
Right.
But normally what you would just say minimum qualifications, you'd have graduation from an accredited college or university with a master's degree, and then you have a second bullet point, whatever the license is, must have, you know. So that, it seems like some of this is like unnecessary.
Well, do we want to just start going through and say we're going to devote, 15 minutes to see how far we get and kind of pick this apart the way we did the directors?
Sure.
Okay, because somebody's gonna, this is kind of what we did last year, so. And then maybe some of it can transfer over
Well, but I guess I
to,
have a question.
yeah.
This wasn't even approved by us. It's approved by the Common Council.
But, and I have to check with Dana on that, because
That's-
when I talked to her
yes.
today, she said the 3 management positions were the ones that the library board does.
Right,
So-
right,
So
right.
I'd have to check with her and see, mine never went to the Common Council. I just sent it over to Dana and said, this is my job description as approved by the library board.
Okay, so but
So
what are the
which
3
one are we
management
starting
positions?
to look at here?
Yeah, which
So-
one are the 3?
We're gonna.
The management positions would be me, Carrie, and Maureen, the
So-
circulation supervisor.
Right, and Jennifer's, we
We've
decided
done.
is fine.
Library
So let's
director
just
is
look at
done.
the assistant
Assistant
director.
So I had her look at it first.
Gotcha.
Those are the red lines, which cracks me up because she took computers out of here.
Well, that was definitely a question of mine. I have a couple questions. So first of all, we have to be careful not to just eliminate stuff she doesn't do, because this is a job description. This is not Carrie's job description.
Right.
This is the position of library assistant, and it did make me nervous eliminating assisting in the selection of computer hardware and software from her job.
I would
From the
almost
job
put it
of-
like an overseas.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said assist in the selection. Wouldn't that be overseas or you could change that
She-
to overseas?
She doesn't really assist in the selection.
She doesn't. She oversees it. That should be
she
part of the
examines it.
Say
position.
involvement in computers as necessary or something like that.
Say what?
Involvement in computers or computer.
Selection of computer
Overseas.
hardware and
Just-
software
I
as
mean,
necessary.
she still is overseeing the people that
Are
are
doing
Exactly.
it.
choosing
I,
it.
I wouldn't want to, because then I looked at all the other job descriptions and it really wasn't clear who was in charge of, finding
Before
and
we had
purchasing.
Sam, it was this person, it was me
Right,
when I was.
right.
Could you just say oversight and involvement in electronic related equipment? I mean, because it's not just computers. I'm assuming you have iPads.
Sure.
Oversight and,
Oversight and involvement in electronic related equipment or something like that. That would include computers,
iPad,
iPads.
self-checks.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that also goes to the,
Technology?
all the,
Yeah.
right. It
Yeah,
also goes to
to me,
like
it's
all the stuff in
technology, but-
CreateSpace then, right?
Right. So oversight and involvement in technology selection, technology research and
How
so.
about technology used by the library's patrons?
Well, but it also
Well, but it's also by the
includes
staff.
staff
By
stuff
staff,
too.
So technology used by the library staff and its patrons or something
There you
like
go,
that.
and
Oversight and involvement of technology.
Selection of technology or just,
I
or
would say
technology,
technology,
because that would
technology.
include maintenance
Yeah, right.
agreements, yep. Okay, oversight and involvement of technology used by staff and patrons.
What is the comment? I can't read it. Well, I would move this up to essential duties, so. So are we moving that one up?
I'm sorry, say that again?
She's got a comment about, in the occasional duties, about moving up a,
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you guys can see on your computers her notes.
I can see her stickies.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
doesn't
what,
print
oh,
out.
assisting.
She's got a comment saying that that one should be moved up to the,
essential
to
duties.
essential duties.
Which one?
The one that says, that's an
Assist-
occasional, that says assist with,
Is that-
Conducting programs
The
for
program one,
patrons,
okay.
including leading,
Yep, okay,
coordinating,
that one
and facilitating library programs.
Should be under essential duties.
Because she actually, I mean, that,
Yeah,
She
that's
does
a
that.
major,
Mhm.
right, right.
and then she got rid of may coordinate and supervise activities of the library volunteers and community service. Part of that was because we have moved that to Maureen,
To the circulation.
because
Yes.
most of the stuff that our volunteers are doing are circulation related, so it didn't make sense to have a reference librarian or the
Yeah, yeah.
assistant director really
doing that.
doing it.
And
So
that's
under-
how
under-
you prefer to keep it, like it
Yeah.
should be. Okay, then yeah, just make that change then.
So under essential duties and responsibilities, how can we condense some of that to shorten this up? I mean, if we're,
I know it's really long,
Collections and
but
long-
why, like they do a lot of her position
I
does
agree.
a lot of stuff.
I agree.
yeah, I'm less worried about that. I'm more worried about where, like, the bottom, like, supervision receives, that stuff seems like
That
it
stuff,
should be,
okay.
why is it, like, separate? And necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities. Just trying to see how we did it for Jennifer, like formatting what we used.
Well, I do think we should have a consistent format.
Yeah.
I think so too.
So,
So
did
it
you
looks like we had
eventually put
quali-
this together? Like, did you, yeah,
With Radian,
okay. So essential duties and responsibilities,
Is she the one that is reaching out to the local agencies and civic groups when designated?
and what is that under? Occasional duties?
Yeah.
acts as a liaison with local agencies and civic groups when designated.
Assist staff.
She does do like, I have her on the strategic planning with the school board.
Okay,
Gotcha.
yeah,
So, and it's when designated.
When designated,
Okay.
yeah.
okay. I was just wondering if
She's-
that's something that we had to,
She's helped out in the past with like the health department strategic planning too. So
so yeah, okay.
So then, do we need to list everything that she does when designated or as required, or does that all
Right.
fall
That's-
under
I was
other
kind of
duties
trying to see if we could just
assigned?
get
well,
rid of
yeah,
that,
you're
right.
That would fall under other duties as assigned.
Right.
because I mean, access library director in his or her absence, that one obviously is important. But if we're moving the next one up, and then there's the one we just talked about, and assist
Do we
staff
even need
in
occasional
performance,
duties?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or do we just put everything under, instead of essential duties and responsibilities. You have that for
Staff and
Jennifer?
We do have
performance of their
essential duties
duties
and-
as required, like that's also just a normal thing that I would, yeah, that's obviously
Then do we
part of her
need-
job, so I would think we could,
Eliminate essential or occasional duties altogether, and those fall under other duties.
Essential
as-
duties and responsibilities, and that would just fall under other duties as assigned,
yeah.
so.
I don't know, yeah, I think it shouldn't be occasional duties, like, her having to be like the library director if needed, that's an essential duty if Jennifer's gone.
Essential, yeah.
Right,
So-
right.
I think I would just put
Eliminate that
in.
heading.
Yeah, and I don't know if we need all of those other three, like you said, why can't we just do what we do with Jennifer, which is other duties as assigned?
Yeah, because we're already moving the assist in conducting programs, right?
into-
Or we could
yeah.
even. She wants that one moved up.
Right.
So we'll move that one up. And then the other ones I feel like you could delete, right? Other than access
Access
library
library
director.
director.
Yeah,
That's
because
a-
I'm like,
that's an
assist
important
staff in the
one.
performance of their duties,
That's what she does, like, that's obviously
That's-
part of the job. You don't
yeah.
have to,
spell that out,
right, and same with the other one. So let's
yeah.
get
But-
rid of,
But you still want me to get rid of occasional duties and just have this all
All under
Essential.
essential duties.
One, yeah.
with the other duties assigned by the library director as being the last.
Sure.
yes.
And then does she actually, when you say prepares the staff schedule, but she doesn't do the
No,
Circulation.
should we say the librarian staff schedule or the
Mm-hmm.
reference library? I don't know. Is that worth saying? Because is under the circulation supervisor, does it state that she creates a schedule for those people?
Did we have Jennifer's?
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't know,
I'm
looking.
checking right real quick. It may not. I might have, okay, so you
So-
wouldn't think I'd forget because it hasn't been that long ago. I think I did do all the staff schedules.
You used to.
I used to,
Okay.
but now more, and
Judy,
it
do
makes
you have
more sense to
Jennifer's
me
pulled
to
up?
have Maureen do, sir.
Okay, so let's just make note that,
Yeah. So this would
she's-
be prepares the schedule for the reference librarians.
okay.
Do you have Jennifer's in front of you?
Yeah.
I just want to see what order we put something in.
You-
Okay, so let's move on to minimum qualifications. Do we need a second heading of education and experience, or do we just put minimum qualifications?
I would leave
So-
it as, I would not, I don't think we need that, I would just have minimum qualifications and then have graduation.
Okay.
And then the necessary knowledge for Jennifer's, we just put that all into the minimum qualifications. Like, when you
Okay.
look at
Well, and look
Jennifer's
on here, we don't even, we just called it qualifications.
So we had a thorough knowledge, you see what I'm saying?
Well, let's
So
get the headings consistent maybe,
Right, so I
or,
think it was minimum, we just said qualifications.
Qualifications,
I think we should do it exactly like this.
yes, we should. Yep.
like yours.
Pretty.
Yeah,
It would be
Yeah.
really nice to be
I
able
think
to
it's a
have-
lot cleaner looking.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the other,
So
with
we
the
didn't,
bullets and
so we
everything
had
else.
qualifications, we didn't have necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities, that was all under qualifications.
just-
Well, essential duties and responsibilities here, you can, it's
Okay,
easier
so we
to-
had it in a different order too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And because this is totally different the way this looks, it's like mathematical
Yes.
skills underlying supervision, like,
so, okay,
I think
here's,
that makes it so much
so-
longer.
so look at, the assistant director's job description. Under necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities, thorough knowledge of reference work, author's books, blah, 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 blah. In Jennifer's, we had thorough knowledge of principles and practices of modern library systems and programs, equipment, facilities required. So I think we could
Can't we just use that
condense
same
all of
thing?
that and use that same paragraph for the assistant. 'Cause, do you see it there, Jennifer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because,
Don't you,
yeah,
let's
because
see,
otherwise it's
communicating with, let's see.
Because you have
Those
thorough
are-
knowledge of current library principles, methods, materials, and practices.
Ability to plan.
skills in the operation of listed tools and equipment. ability to perform professional library work.
Other-
What does that even mean?
Just looking at the ones that we have for,
Administration is applied to library operations.
you could look at your job description
Yeah.
and this job description with Carrie as far as these qualification and the experience and see which ones you and her feel like could just be copied onto hers and which ones you feel that are unique to your job description or unique to hers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I mean, we can come back, I mean, definitely graduation from credit college.
Oh,
university.
right, yep.
Right.
But, not the 5 years of progressively responsible experience in library operations.
Right.
But I definitely would have the 2 years of supervisory capacity. I just don't think I would do
Right,
the 5 years.
okay. So this
Then
whole section.
obviously, she doesn't need the licensing and certification that I do.
Right,
Right.
right.
She does need that thorough knowledge. I think the assistant director should have a working knowledge of the principles and practice of office management. I think that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and part of my reasoning for adding that one is,
They even have like things listed though, licensing and certification, none.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to list that if it's none.
right,
I think they must have, in 2013 when they did these, or 2012 when they started doing them, they had like a template.
Okay.
yes, I agree.
Gotcha.
From the state or
Yeah.
from the director's
From the
group
human
or from,
resources.
maybe from HR, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I bet you're right.
And so they just put that in
None.
there.
Okay.
Right.
Work environment, all right.
I think physical demands is always a good one to keep in
And
there.
it would be pretty much the same as me.
Right. And work environment, we combine some of that, yeah.
I guess some of the, like the work environment stuff looks pretty like blanketed,
Right.
Right.
don't sue.
Yeah. I mean, this would translate over to every single person.
Right.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I think that's exactly what it was
Exactly.
meant for.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as far as physical demands and work environment, there's really no difference between
Yeah.
any of the positions as far as that goes, I wouldn't think.
Well, and it all is the same work environment.
Well, right, exactly. We don't hire the maintenance people, so
Right.
their demands are different, but,
True.
they're not under our,
I like that the noise level in the work environment is usually quiet to moderate, except after story time.
right,
Or the Bluey event.
Yeah,
Oh my
or the-
god.
right.
That was so crazy.
We had like 400 people.
Yeah. In a very short amount of time. That was insanity. And it was so hot. Oh.
All right, do you wanna work on reworking this?
Yeah.
I think you're the,
And
and
then
it
bring
should
it
be
back
pretty
to you
easy,
for the
you might,
next
yeah.
personnel
Whoop.
committee meeting. That's our 15-minute, right?
Those
Yep.
are 15 minutes.
Yeah, so we're done.
That's what
Okay.
I was, thinking. So we got through, we kind of completed the library director and the assistant. And we'll just table the rest.
Right.
We'll work on the rest for the next one. Okay.
I think we should find out, and it sounds like you're doing this, which ones we can actually review, because
Well, I know for a fact that the library board of trustees, we technically supervise or the three
management.
positions that are accountable to us directly are Jennifer's, Carrie's, and Maureen's. So the management right
So
now.
if we start with those, and then I can
Yes.
find out about
If-
the others.
yeah, because these are all, they're so inconsistent. It looks like the librarians were approved by us, the library assistant was approved by us, but then there's one down here, the library clerk,
Yeah.
that was approved by us, and then the common council.
Right, because we created a new position.
Yeah.
So the
That was
common
a-
council at the time wanted, or, I think we just wanted to cover.
Okay.
Aren't
Yeah,
we?
I just think we need to get that figured out.
Yeah, I can
Well,
find
and that's,
out
I think,
from-
why we're
And
part of the
even
reason why we're
so,
here and,
Part
yeah.
of the task that we were given at the department head meeting was to review our job descriptions because the city's gonna be doing, they're not gonna do a
Citywide. Oh, is this,
classification study, they're doing a compensation study.
I was gonna say, is this part of this,
They just wanted us to look at our job descriptions and,
well,
Sure,
I'm
everything's in order.
surprised then they're not giving us a format that they want us to
Yeah.
use. Why don't you check that too?
I'll check, well, Dana knows you guys are looking at the job descriptions and she didn't say anything, but I
Okay.
will
And here's the reason
clarify.
why, because I know there's been talk the past couple of years of doing a merit-based compensation
And
system.
they still talk about
They
it a little
and
bit.
they're gonna want everything to be very consistent and measurable and all that, so I wouldn't be surprised if they would want it all in consistent
Right.
formatting
I
or
think we need to
something,
ask.
so,
I think our next steps are we need to ask
Yep.
which one of these they actually want us to review. And if there are ones that they're expecting us to have a format because it's got to match the city, we should ask that. And then if they say no, you guys can do whatever you want. I think what you should do, Jennifer, is go through these and essentially what would be what you want based upon your format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that then it's just a matter of simply our approving. Because we
Right.
don't know like what the duties are, and you
Right.
guys do.
well, and that's,
So-
I think that's kind of what Carrie did, she went through,
That's
and
what Carrie
did you
did.
ask Maureen?
I did, but she hasn't had a chance to go through
Oh,
it.
okay,
So then
okay.
I started kind of
Well,
looking
perfect.
through it, and I'm like, there are things
Yeah.
not there that she does,
Yeah,
and there are things,
right, that should be there, like scheduling, right?
yeah, right.
Okay, well, because whether we do it or not, they should all be
Well, you
looked
have to-
through, and so
consistent.
then maybe, Carrie and Jennifer just need to then go through the rest of them, and,
But I know for sure that the management positions, you
Exactly,
guys can do.
exactly.
Like, that's- So it's not like we wasted time on.
no,
Carrie's.
no,
Right,
no,
yeah.
right.
We can do
But
that.
maybe then you can use the format and all of that, and you and,
Well, I like the
Carrie could
format
do
better. I like the
do the
format a lot
reference
better.
and youth services, librarians and the clerk and all that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah,
And then maybe we can just kind of approve them as
All
all
of them.
of them, or
Instead of
if they
one
want
by
us to
one.
approve every single one,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. that's
okay, so which should we review, and is there a specific format? Cause, just tell her, we don't wanna do this now and then be told a year from now they're going to merit-based evaluations and compensation, and they're gonna hand us a format at that time, so if there's any indication that they're moving towards that, we need to know now, so. Okay, we are gonna move on. We can always, let Jennifer know if anything else pops up in our head
Yeah.
about all this, and we're just gonna talk about the format of the evaluation, Jennifer, so if you have anything else you wanna share, you can go if you want. We're just gonna be talking about the
Yeah,
evaluation
all you have to
form,
do
so.
is turn off the
I
recording.
don't think we're going into closed session.
No, I meant
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah,
I
I see
leave,
what you're saying,
yeah,
when
if I
we're done.
leave
Yeah,
and-
if you want to leave, you can,
I mean,
Yeah.
don't really need to be here for that. If
you don't have to be, but
Okay,
I just have to find it here. Okay. Alrighty,
okay.
and Doris, thank you for sending these.
No problem.
I was just, going to ask if we can work backwards and do the staff one first. And my question was, we had a second part to it for her direct reports, and I didn't see, did I miss it on here, or did you not include that?
It's possible I didn't include
Okay,
it.
do you remember that,
Yeah, I
Judy?
remember.
Did you
was
see
just
it?
with you. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's fine. You can either just read it to us or whatever, but,
There was a second sheet in it?
remember how we had her direct reports do an extra couple questions?
I thought that it was on the same document though.
That's what I thought too, but
did too.
these look
So-
like, it doesn't look like those are,
No,
Let's
it's not.
see.
They're not on here.
okay.
Yep, let me pull them up. Now that
Oh,
you're
no,
saying-
section 2, yeah, section 2
You had
must be
to-
completed, but I didn't see a
But there's no
section.
section 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, you had to click on it, right?
Yeah, and there's a next here, and I clicked on the next. And you know what? I think I know why the reason is. I think you had to
Yeah,
fill
to
out
fill
section
out-
1 and then click on next. So maybe if we just fill in section 1 and click on next, maybe it'll let us.
Oh, because you know what, it sent it to you as as the survey and
It did.
not just as the
As
plain old document.
Yes, I know. Let me
Okay.
see if that worked.
I'm sorry.
Yep, sure did. Just start filling it out, yep.
So we're starting with staff first?
Well, just because I had that question. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess let's start with the staff. So going back, I think the introduction part, do we want, let's see, by anyone else? Do we want to list names there, or do we want to just say in section 2 must be completed by the reference librarians?
I thought we added the names so it was very clear who they were.
That's, okay.
And they haven't changed.
They
have
haven't
I
changed,
think
so
we should
let's leave
that
it.
as.
Okay. Do we, I don't know, guys. I feel like we worked really hard on this
I don't
last
know,
year,
the only,
and
the
so,
only changes that I thought about were, did we get comments from, as part of the minutes where people had suggested, next year, can we do something differently? I was trying to remember if somebody
You
said like,
know-
it'd be nice if we did something, if we had this next year. Because I mean, otherwise I'm like, these, I
I
don't know.
know, they look, and I only brought minutes from this meeting.
Actually, I think I take the minutes at the next meeting?
Oh, at the, it would have been the
I think I took the minutes.
November meeting,
I think-
November 22nd?
I think I might have taken those minutes, so I have them on my computer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Let me check.
Good catch, Judy.
I just want to make sure, I mean, otherwise I'm like,
Otherwise, I have them in
I
here
mean, I
somewhere,
have,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's see.
If you didn't take them, they would be in the December packet.
Right. Let's see.
And I don't think, I know I don't have it on here.
Come on. December.
So I have the timeline.
Okay, I've got December. Okay, library board meeting, 12/19. Approval of holidays to,
Would we have gone into closed session
what?
to talk about it?
oh,
I don't,
We would have only went to
No.
closed session to talk about her specific
right.
evaluation.
right.
oh yeah, board entered closed
Closed
session
session.
at 6:54, so two.
So we wouldn't have any minutes on what happened.
Are we gonna give these to the board again?
Evaluation
And say,
data
if there's
of,
anything you have any questions about the,
Last year we did that, about the questions and.
if they were okay, had a.
we did that and nobody had said anything.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
see.
So maybe that's what we should do this year, is just say, I mean, do you guys, was there changes you anticipated in the actual questions?
No, I looked at it all and felt very comfortable. Like I said, I think between our committee with Ravian and then now with Doris, I think we really worked hard on some
Yeah.
of this. And last year we streamlined it down to a shorter
I don't think
form.
you can streamline it any more than
No,
that.
I don't
yeah.
think we should streamline it, but I think we've done a good job. And actually looking at this, the evaluation process, we have meeting in October to review the form, so we're way ahead already. So I
Yeah.
think we would have time to,
Well,
What?
can we just put it on the agenda for next week and say, this, we're planning on using the same forms we did previously. If anybody has any comments, they need to like let us know
so we can
before our
redo it.
next meeting in
Yeah.
October, or whatever, we finalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing like that was in here.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'll look at that, our minutes from that meeting, and if I have any notes made
Notes
from the
made,
closed
yeah.
section.
Okay.
But can you get a like a, I don't want to say a print copy
Yeah.
to Jennifer to put in the packet, you
Yeah.
know, including that section
Section,
too.
right, without having to filling it out. Mhm.
Right.
Yep, I'm sure I can.
Okay, so we are going to review the evaluation forms.
Yeah, as long as there's not much on
At-
our,
And the way I think we should
Agenda.
do it is present it to the board and say, this is what we're recommending. I mean, we could be opening it up to all kinds
No,
of,
I think I would just say, we plan on using the same forms that we used last
Yep.
year,
they're in the
Here they
packet.
are.
Yep,
and then see if
Does
anybody
anybody-
says anything.
okay,
If they don't, then
okay,
go with it.
yep.
all right. Sounds good.
And I can't remember anybody saying,
Well, you kind of do though.
there was something,
Don't know.
Mike had said
Mike, yeah.
something.
Yeah, but was it regarding the forms or was it just regarding her evaluation? Because he often comments on,
I feel
You
like it
know,
was
like-
something that was totally like not, like almost that we would have to do something completely different.
completely different.
Right, and that it
I
wasn't really,
see. Like making, okay.
if I remember.
I think
Yeah.
that's why I think we should just get the opportunity
Yeah,
that way.
For some
Definitely.
feedback.
They can say, well, we should have done it differently, or we wish we would've
Especially if
done
it
differently.
is something completely different, that we
Right.
would have to,
Well,
I don't think that we.
and they can, I mean, they could suggest it and we decide that.
Because didn't you tell him at one point, then you should switch committees?
I probably did.
Not in a meeting, I think you said that like outside of a meeting or
I
something.
might have said that. I mean, because it's true. Like he's
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yeah.
what?
Oh, no,
Oh.
no,
You're fine
sorry,
with it.
I found the form that I wanted, yeah, section 1 of 2 of them, just trying to find how I,
Cause I think there was something like he wanted something different,
Yeah.
and I was. Just,
Did he want it more of
And I was
a
just like, I think I was upset. I was upset. I think I did say
frustrated
something
because
of
we did a
saying-
lot of work and
Right.
then he wants something totally different.
Say yeah. I think I
Yeah.
probably said something like yeah.
Well, did he want more of a, what am I trying to say, like just write an evaluation and not have the questions?
might have been
like
something
something
like
like
that.
that, a narrative kind of evaluation. But anyways, he
Right.
can,
But I
that's what the
think
comment
We
sections are
should
for.
give
But,
him the opportunity if he wants something different.
Yep.
And I think we should say we're gonna follow the same process we did last year, and this is the form we're gonna use.
Yep.
Is he gonna be at the meeting on Monday night?
I assume so.
I'm not
So
gonna
my,
be there.
qu- you're not, okay. So, you can't suggest to have him join our committee, right? Speaking of which, though, well, okay, let's get through this. I think we're done. So a future
Maybe
meeting
should
date.
Do we reassign committees already?
No,
No, we did
because
it.
we didn't have enough people
Because
there
Maybe
last
we
everybody
should
was
month.
just
gone.
change him to personnel,
Well,
and I won't go into building or whatever he's on, or
he's on finance.
whatever.
Okay, so first of all,
Just add him to our
we'll do
agenda
that
too.
offline here.
Okay.
But I feel like we've gotten
this
this.
contribution to whatever committee he's on.
Right, right. So Doris will be rewriting these whole forms then next year if Mike's on our committee.
Well, no, I think we should just ask him. Look.
No. So I feel
you
like
won't
we're
be here, you won't be allowed.
so it's, so
You won't, Judy. You won't be here.
so as far as you guys are concerned, the evaluation forms as they are right now are what we are recommending.
Yes.
Okay. No changes to what you
Yeah, I
saw
don't
in
think
them?
so.
No.
No.
Correct.
Okay,
No
then,
changes.
as far as future meeting dates, we'll have our board meeting, and then would you like to meet right away, like in September, to finalize the forms, even if we don't send them out until, or she can put out a schedule request. I know September's probably busy for back to school,
Oh,
or is it?
No,
Whatever.
that would be fine. I'm
Okay.
just thinking we sent them out in October.
I think same on September.
It said that I have on here.
Oh, no, we ended
sent
up
them out in
waiting.
November, and the deadline was
well,
December
If we send it
1st.
out September, it is only 3/4 of the year.
right.
Because not to send them out in September, just that we could meet and
That-
finalize them in
finalize
September.
them.
Okay.
Our original goal was to send them out in October, but something happened that we pushed it.
Yeah. Well, I think November is okay, and given the December.
I worry about Thanksgiving and the holidays.
Well,
Right.
we could send them out early November.
Yeah,
Or-
early November's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll have Jennifer send out one of her things to set up a meeting for
Okay.
September.
Yeah, okay.
All right. And then well, we can't really have any other comments that aren't on the agenda, so I move that the meeting's adjourned.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is, let me get this, 5:55. All righty, let me turn off this.
Well, actually, we got a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Thank you. Okay, motion carries. We are adjourned. If I can figure out how to